Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to your live Investment Dominator Q&A call. My name is Warren Davis, and we're here on this bright Monday. It was July 6th, 2020 at 5 p.m. and 8 o'clock Eastern Time to get your questions answered. And I had a little chuckle because there's been a change in our software that we're using here to broadcast the webinars, and every time I come up in muted mode. So I was muted and I was speaking to you all like you could hear me. So in any case, that was my bad. Uh, Hopefully you can see my screen, the LPG deal flow, and my indicators are showing that you can hear me okay. So we're hoping that is such is the case, and we just want to say welcome to all of you that are here. We have still have a few first-time people on that have just gotten on the webinars. You can see my LPG deal flow, and by way of announcements, I'll get into those in just a moment, but want to let you know how to type in your questions. Those of you that are brand new, we are here to get your questions answered, and just want you to be able to type in your control box, type in your question, as you can see here on my screen. And once you type in that question, hit send. And in typing in a question, we'd appreciate it if you could put the either the word question and then, like a dash, and then go ahead and state your question, or you can use Q, the letter Q as a question, or you can just put question marks in. This will help me distinguish between questions and comments. And it's really helpful with so many of you being in the room. We've been averaging right around 35 to 40 people on the calls with us, which is fantastic. And that's why we have so many questions. Don't worry about raising the hand, the little hand signal. I don't normally see that anyway. So just type in your questions, hit send, and your questions will get to me. Now, we're talking about the LPG deal flow here. We're going to highlight this today mainly because we have a two-day maximizer workshop coming up that I've been sharing with you all about. It will be 2 days of taking you through this LPG deal flow that you see on my screen. This is normally a 2.5 month process, anywhere from 2.5, could be 3 months to go through this entire process. And in that particular class, we're going to be taking you through selecting a target market, getting a contact list, mailing letters, and talking to sellers. We're going to carry you through this entire deal flow process. We're going to show you how to do your pending preliminary research for each parcel where people say, I want an offer on my property. I'm going to show you how to mail out those offers. We're actually going to mail out an offer, what we call a blind offer, out of the 2-day workshop coming up on this Thursday and Friday, the 9th and the 10th of July. I'm going to show you how to open escrow and do a detailed, what we call a deep dive into that property. Once someone comes back and says, hey, I accept your offer, then we're going to show you how to research that property in depth so that you can talk intelligently with all your buyers that will come up. Finally, we're going to take you into the marketing process of how you actually market that property. Show you how to do even neighbor letters so you can put it out there before you even actually market it on any of your sites, and hopefully sell that property quickly. And then sell the property and close and get paid. This is an entire deal flow process that we're going to carry you through in that 2 days. So it's a lot of information, but you will benefit greatly from going through that 2-day workshop. So tonight, this is Monday night. So normally what we do, we go through what we call the big 3 in Investment Dominator, the big 3 items. Want to make sure that we cover that tonight, and we're going to try to get back as much of our time as we can. So I'll bring up my Investment Dominator screen. We normally don't have many questions around the profile area. There's 3 areas we're going to look at tonight. And I was thinking I would save us a little time by those of you that are brand new, if you want to see the big 3 items so that you're ready for Thursday's workshop. We're going to be starting 8 o'clock Pacific time on Thursday. Want you to come into the help facility any of you that want to replay this over and over and over again, come into the live weekly Q&A training calls. Okay? And the big 3 items you'll be able to look at. I want you to click here to view the replays of previous live Q&A training sessions. So now you can actually look at any Monday session. So let's see, if this 629 is an example of a Monday session. So you can look at 629, come over here to the video, and basically you can replay this. As soon as we get off this call tonight, you can replay this in the video. If you go 5 minutes and 20 seconds into that video, I'm discussing how to create your signature. If you go 8 minutes, 15 seconds into this video, I'm talking about the company information, same thing I'm going to cover here tonight. And obviously, if you go 23 minutes and 30 seconds, we're going to be discussing domains and how you will complete your domains, configure them for Investment Dominator. So I've been asked by the powers that be to make sure I go over this with you, especially tonight, since we will be in our workshop, a 2-day workshop on Thursday. Just understanding that we will be in our 2-day workshop, we want you to know that Thursday's webinar, we will be having it. I will start it promptly at 12 noon Pacific time. But Thursday, for this Thursday, it will only go 30 minutes. So we will start this webinar at 12 noon. It'll go from 12 to 12:30 Pacific time, which is 3 to 3:30 Eastern time. And then we will be cutting it off at 12:30 because I will have to get back into the 2-day workshop, which is all being done virtually and online now. So just want to make sure that you have an understanding that that is the way that's going to happen this Thursday. We'll get as many questions answered as we can, but we want to make sure we handle and we address our brand new people that we're going to be coming to that workshop. So of the big 3, what are the big 3? The big 3 are, and we're 8 minutes into the call. Big 3 are, number 1, this profile information. You want to make sure you have a signature in your system. This can also be a personal profile, obviously, personal email address, personal phone number, because none of this information is going to go out to your customers or go out for marketing purposes. So please make sure that this is personal information, and we want you to have a signature in the system. Those of you that have one on your computer, you can come in and upload the signature by just simply uploading it, selecting it from your computer, cropping the signature, and then saving it here, and it will print out. If you do not have a signature, all you do is come in to generate signature, type in your name, and select one of our fonts. One of the questions we get is, can we upload our own personal font from our computer? Unfortunately, the answer to that is no. You have to select one of these signatures fonts that meets your approval. Hopefully you'll like one of them. And as you can see, it changes my signature. We recommend you stick with black and white, as that won't cost you anything extra to print that out. But you can select color by left clicking on this black color bar here. As you can see, I left clicked, a color box or color line does come up. Just simply click again if you want to do a blue. Click again if you want to do a green. If you want to do a nice blue, you click and you'll see you can select any of the colors that you like, and simply once you've selected one, just click outside the box. It puts a box around your signature, click again, and it changes the color. Simply say at this point, insert signature. And there you have it. It will bring your signature in. Now at this point, remember that you must hit update in order to save any entries. Investment Dominator does not do automatic saving, so you always have to hit update no matter, and this is kind of a universal instruction for anything that you update in Investment Dominator. Please remember to hit update or hit save record or whatever it is. You have to manually save in Investment Dominator. Okay, That is the profile. And I think we have one question about uh, putting the full legal name on everything. Uh, Actually, the answer to that question is, do you need your full legal name? No, you do not need a full legal name. Nope, you can have your first and last name if like my full legal name is Warren B as in boy Davis Jr. That would be my full legal name, but I don't need that. Just like this is not my actual signature, you can just put your first and last name and you will be fine. Okay, good question. All right, anything else that has to do with signatures on this particular, we'll stay right here until we handle the signatures. Yes, another question is, can we have two signatures and names on our profile so that both names and signatures appear on the letters? That is a no. Let's see. Can we have two signatures on our profile? No, you can only have one signature per profile. As a matter of fact, the way Investment Dominator works is simply if you have two users of the exact same system, even understanding that you are a married couple, or you may be a couple, or you may have partnership, um, understanding that if you have two users, this particular address up here up top on this line, when you get to this CRM-00002, there's some number in here. This is your unique account number. So for each, you can have multiple users per account. You can have up to 10 users per account. So what you're going to have to do if you have a husband and wife team, the husband will come in, create a profile, put his name, and then you will come up under team and you're going to add a user for the wife. And hopefully you make her an admin and give her a first name, last name. Just add her as a user, give her all the permissions, right? And then make sure that you log on with her username and password. You know, it could be, let's say if it was Paula Jones, it could be P Jones. All right, that could be her login, P Jones 123. So that could be her username. Her password could be the same thing, P Jones 123, or Paula 123. Let's say is her password. But in any case, once you fill out her username and password, and you add her as a user, make sure you log off the system and log in as P Jones 123. Now, when you do that, you'll come back over here to profile and you'll fill out Paula's name, right? You're going to put all of her information in here, all right, and put her unique email address. She has to have her own unique email address or Investment Dominator will not accept it. Her own phone number and her timestamp, and generate a signature. When you come over here and generate signature, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to type in her name. You're going to select a font and color if you like. Insert signature. It's Paula Jones, okay? Pretend like Paula Jones. So you're going to do the exact same thing. And just FYI, we've been told that, and we've done this since the beginning of our business, ladies' signatures and names actually get a higher open rate and a higher acceptance rate than men's. So if you are a man that, like myself, we use my wife's name. Her name goes out on our neutral letters. So we basically have she has her own account or her own user name in our account, in our Investment Dominator. So she logs on as herself. And we make sure that her name goes out on the neutral letters, that it is, it's not my name because they say women name get a better open rate. So we've been doing that for the last 3+ years, and it's working quite well. So if you are a husband and wife team, just a tip: go ahead and use your wife's name. But the whole point is she's going to have her own personal profile here for her to be accepted, okay? And for that signature, if she's going to be a separate user that logs into your account separately, okay? Okay. However you might sign your name, that's okay, as long as you make sure that your first name, if your first name is Shannon and your last name is Ulrich, whatever it is, and then you have your own email address, make sure you do that. And then when you come over here to generate signature, you can put it in as S. Ulrich if you like. That's your signature. That's perfectly fine. Select the font. There you have it. Insert that signature, and here you have it. And you just update. That works just fine for your written signature. Actually, because this is not your real signature anyway, but it is, you do want to have it however you list your signature normally. That's how you want to have it in your profile. Okay, good questions on our profile. So profile is the number one. Next, under customize, we want you to come up here under customize. Once you log in, hit company information, and we're going to go into our company information. All right. Company phone. I want you to understand there are 2 phones represented for your sellers that are going to actually be phone numbers that your sellers will answer. Okay. So company phone, this is the number that will go out on your neutral letters. And once you produce your neutral letters out of Investment Dominator, whatever you have in company phone gets printed out. Understand your offer phone. Once someone responds to a neutral letter and they say, yes, I'd like an offer on my property, you're going to go into action. You're going to calculate the market value. You're going to calculate what the offer is going to be, and you're going to send them an offer out of Investment Dominator. Therefore, the offer phone is now going to go out of Investment Dominator, and whatever is printed here in your offer phone, this is the number that's going to print out on all of your offers. But remember, the company phone and the offer phone, these are your sellers of property. Now, how are we handling this? We're handling this through a company called Ring Central. Ring Central will allow you to have one phone number. See, I've got the same phone number here, but Ring Central gives you 2 extensions. Extension 1, which is associated with your company phone, which are your neutral letters. Then you have extension 2, which is associated with all your offers. So the way this would work is you'll have a recording once the person calls this number, which is from the neutral letter they received. They most well will say, oh, this is XYZ company. Sorry, we can't take your call in person. Press 1 if you're interested in selling us your land. That's your company phone, which went out on your neutral letter. Press extension 2 if we've already sent you an offer and you wish to discuss that offer or accept that offer. So with Ring Central, for like around $30 a month, you'll get 1 phone number and they will set up 2 extensions for you. All right, that's up to you if that's the way you want to handle it. Want to make sure that in terms of your company phone and your offer phone, that you understand these are your sellers of property. Okay, now extension 1, if they do hit extension 1, that can be forwarded to a company called Pat Live, which is a call center. Pat Live is a different organization from Ring Central where you get your number. Pat Live does issue you a phone number, but it's simply put when they hit extension 1, that Pat Live number will be in the system and a Pat Live representative will pick it up. Or, it's Pat Live is one, or another company is Smith AI. That's another call center, or there's another call center called Call Me, either one. But the bottom line is, I recommend Pat Live. I've been using Pat Live, but it's up to you, whichever one you might want to use. Extension 1 is going to be forwarded to Pat Live. Pat Live will take those calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so you won't have to be answering the calls all different times of night. Now, please keep in mind, the only thing you're going to have in this field is a phone number, right? I put this information in here just for demonstration, just so you know that when you hit extension 1, it's going to be forwarded to Pat Live, or it's going to be forwarded to Smith AI. You do not have to put this in the box and list it like I listed all of this here. The only thing you're going to put in this box is a phone number, one phone number. Same here. The only number you're going to put in the offer phone is a phone number. No extension 2. If they do hit extension 2, you will give Ring Central instructions to forward that to a Google Voice or a Skype number, or it can be forwarded to some specific cell phone that you specify. So make sure that you take these offer calls. And I always get the question, can we have someone like Pat Live answer our extension 2? I would absolutely say no, do not do that. You want Pat Live only to take the initial neutral letter call, put the records in your Investment Dominator as you instruct them. When it comes to discussing your offer, how much you're going to pay for property, you definitely want to take that phone call yourself. So you can have a Google Voice forwarded to your cell phone, or you can have a Skype number to your cell phone. That's totally up to you. But you do not want Pat Live answering your extension 2 calls. That's only for extension 1. Okay, so before I go on and finish this up, I do want to say there's one more phone number, which is a selling site phone number. This selling site phone number, these as a number on your selling site, these are your buyers of property. So we want a number completely separate from your offer phone or your company phone. So we have your selling site, which is your buyers. You can have either a separate cell phone, or Ring Central could give you another number. So just in order for you to see what that would look like in a configuration, here we have Ring Central giving you one local number. Extension 1, they're requesting an offer, they want to sell you their property, it would be forwarded to Pat Live or some other call center. Extension 2, questions about your offer that you've already sent them, as we just forestated, would go to your cell phone or to a Google Voice number. So keep in mind, this is one number, 2 extensions. If you so choose, for an additional, I think $5 or $6, they give you an additional local phone number. So Ring Central could give you another number, which are for your buyers of property. Remember your selling site. So this other extension, local number 2, would be associated with your selling site phone number. This first local number, extension 1, extension 2, is associated with your company phone. All right, so your company phone, and your offer phone. So these are your sellers of property. That coincides with this local number, 2 extensions. Your selling site number, your buyers of property. Questions about land you have for sale can be forwarded to your cell phone or can be forwarded to some other phone that you designate. It takes a while for folks to understand exactly how their phone systems are going to be set up, but this is important. that you set up this phone system. Please set up your company information before you start sending out letters out of Investment Dominator. Can't tell you how many students have already started sending out letters and they don't even have their company phone set up. So what they have is a cell phone, which is fine if you have a cell phone, but just understand that you're going to be taking all of those calls that come in. They haven't completed setting up, let's say, maybe their offer phone. So when they get ready to go and do offers, there's no phone number that's going to print out on their offers. You want to get this all set up before you start sending out letters. Finally here, we want you to set up a company email address and have your company name. You don't have to, if you don't have an LLC set up, you don't have to rush out and get one. You could say do DBA or doing business as, you know, and your name. You could just say DBA and your name, and that will suffice for a company name for now. However, we do want you to be setting up your LLC, in a reasonable amount of time. As you start to do business, you'll want to have a company set up. It can be an LLC, it can be a corporation, whatever it is you so desire, but it needs to be an official business that you've actually set up with the whatever state you might be in. Next, your company address. Recommending this address be an address other than your home address. A lot of folks say, well, I'm working at home, Warren. Okay, that's great, but you do not want to put your home address in your company information records. Why? Because this is going to print out on hundreds and hundreds of neutral letters that go out of Investment Dominator. It's going to get into the thousands. People get silly. You do not want buyers or sellers knowing where you live. Just trust me on this one. You will want to have some other address, like a P.O. box that goes to a UPS store, some other address, physical address, so that no one knows exactly where your home address is. Company time zone. You'll want to select your appropriate company time zone. And then if you are a real estate agent, a licensed agent, you will need to disclose that. We have a disclosure that's already set up in Investment Dominator, but you can modify this as you need to describe your particular situation. But just know that as a broker or a real estate agent, you must disclose that. Once you have all this company information entered, all you do is scroll to the bottom, hit update site. Okay? Make sure that you get this green site is updated message here. Okay. The question has come in, does this address need to be a physical address of the store? Yes, it does. We're recommending that you do not use P.O. box, whatever. Recommend is you do not use this as an address. P.O. boxes come across to our customers as less professional and less official. They want to actually know that they're doing business with a company that has a physical address. When you have a P.O. box, it tips them off that this could be some type of scam, because you could just be having them, it's just like anything else. You want to legitimize yourself, make sure that you come across as a legitimate business. And anyone I do business with, if they're a real business, especially where I'm going to be sending them thousands of dollars, I want them to have a physical office somewhere, right? Even though I know they may not have one, but I want them to appear like they have one. If you put a P.O. box here, it tips them off that you probably don't have an office, therefore you may not be a legitimate business. So you do not want to use P.O. box. You can have a P.O. box at a UPS store, but you want to use the UPS store's physical address here. Okay, hope that is clear. Good question. Want you to come across as a legitimate business. Okay, thirdly, After your profile information is complete, after you have set up your company information, please don't skip any of these steps. And if you are coming to the 2-day workshop, please have this filled out and complete before you come to the 2-day workshop on Thursday. Please have your profile in place. This information you will need to have set up to do many of the exercises that you will be enjoying on Thursday and Friday. So please have this set up prior, like by Wednesday. Thirdly, we want you to have set up the buying and selling site domains. These are domains that we recommend that you purchase from GoDaddy. An example of a buying site domain, if you don't have one right now, could be www.billbuysland.com. www, it could be, pjinvestments.com. Could just be a business name. That's a good buying site name if you have a name of your company. www, jillbuysdirt.com. Something like that is a perfectly good buying site name, domain name. Selling site domain. This is where your buyers are going to come and purchase property from you. Selling site domain. Example name would be www.choicelandforyou.com. www.paradiseland.com. Something like that that illustrates to people a little more glamorous that, hey, we're selling some wonderful land here. You'll want to buy it. All right, so we want you to first come up with your names, your domain names. Then we want you to go over to GoDaddy.com. Okay, and purchase those domains. You're welcome to search for them right here. If I were to search for, jillbuysdirt.com, search, it will tell me immediately if that domain is available. If that domain is available for $11.99 for the first year, I can purchase that. So your buying and selling site domains shouldn't cost you any more than like $24 to get set up, but make sure you have them selected and make sure they're available. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call your attention to an actual article back here under help. Search your user guide, type in the words custom domains. Okay, keep in mind, this is an article that's going to tell you, once you select the second article here, how to change your website's domain or custom domains. It's a step-by-step article showing you the steps that you need to have completed on GoDaddy.com, how you're going to log on to GoDaddy.com. So very important, you do these steps. Step number 1, get your buying and selling site domains. You should have 2 domains as you call GoDaddy or get in touch with GoDaddy. If you do want to call them, they should have a number listed on this site right here, 480-463-8386. You can call them, speak with them over the phone. Recommended that you do that, 480-463-8386. Get your domains set up, get them purchased, and just a little quick tip, once you purchase your domains, you will have to go into your email address and verify your email address before your domains will be accessible to you. So it's no point in trying to do these steps here according to this article, if you have not purchased your domains, gone into your email, verified your email address so that your domains are accessible. All right. If you haven't done this and you're coming to the 2-day workshop, you have now until probably Wednesday evening, close of business, to get all of this done. It can be done. And if you need an emergency meeting with me, you are welcome to call the customer service number at area code 602-712-0175. Customer service can help schedule a meeting with me if you need an emergency meeting to get your domain set up, to get any of your information of the big three set up. If you're interested in signing up for the 2-day workshop and you haven't done so at this time, you can call customer service again, area code 602-712-0175. All right. I don't know how to reiterate to you, you do not want to come to the 2-day workshop without having your profile information set up, your company information set up, and your domains, your buying and selling site domains. Very important. You will miss out on crucial exercises because you'll be busy trying to set yours up and contact GoDaddy. So please do not come to the workshop. Complete this in the next couple of days, and you will be very happy that you did. Okay, I'm hoping that's coming across very strong, in a strong manner, because those that do come to the workshop and do not have their domain set up or don't have the profile, or their company information, trust me, they suffer a little bit during the workshop. So I'll get off that soapbox now. Here we go. This instruction tells you that we're moving the www CNAME record that's on GoDaddy. We're pointing that CNAME record to the investmentdominator.com server. That's the whole reason for these instructions. It's very crucial that this gets done immediately after you purchase your domains. When you log in, once you purchase your domains, GoDaddy is going to give you a login or a sign in. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is. You just sign in with that with the username and password that they give you, or that you ask them to give you. They'll assign it to you. Once you sign in, you're going to default to the My Products. That's exactly what it says here. You're going to default to the My Products tab. Scroll down on the instructions, and you want to select Manage next to the domain that you'd like to configure. So if I wanted to configure Sweetland for you, I'm going to come over here and hit Manage, this Manage box. Left click, bring it up. It will bring up my domain. The next step says, under the DNS tab, select Manage Zones. So what that looks like on the GoDaddy side, under DNS, select Manage Zones. All right. Some of you may choose not to use GoDaddy as a domain provider. We recommend that, but if you don't worry about it. Some of you may use, a lot of folks use Namecheap instead of GoDaddy. Namecheap's not an issue. We can get around that as well. We can work with you. Okay, in your domains, you want to begin to type in your domains. Taking a few pains here because I want to make sure you get this right before you come to the 2-day workshop. We're going to focus here on the record section. You want to click the pencil next to the CNAME record that's associated with www. This is the CNAME record. You see the multiple CNAME records? All I'm concerned with is the one associated with www. I'm going to hit this pencil over here to the right. And once I do that, a box will pop up just like this. Host www. It's going to point to, now your points to, because you have a brand new domain, is going to have an @ sign or an ampersand, a sign that looks like this. Don't worry about that because we're going to change that. Just backspace that @ sign out, type in the words investmentdominator.com lowercase, just like you see here. Under TTL, you want to select custom. It's a menu drop down, so select custom. It's going to default to 3600 seconds. We want to make it 600 seconds. That's 10 minutes, and hit save. Once you do that, your www CNAME record will look just like mine, investmentdominator.com, 600 seconds. Okay, your next list of instructions is to scroll down to the forwarding section, and you want to hit add associated with domain, hit the add. What the forwarding does is when people type in your domain, like if they typed in, jillbuysdirt.com, they normally do not put in the www dot. All they type in is jillbuysdirt.com, and they expect to find your site successfully. The forwarding makes sure that if they type in jillbuysdirt.com, www.jillbuysdirt.com is what's executed. This is the reason for the forwarding. Very important that you set that up. It defaults to permanent 301. It also defaults to forward only. And it defaults to checking this update my name server. So you just simply type in www dot, your domain name, and hit save. Once you do that, your domain or your forwarding will look just like mine here with www dot and jillbuysdirt.com. Okay, you save that and you are done. Now, obviously, because you have a buying site and a selling site, you're going to come back up here. You're going to go through this same list of steps for your selling site. You go through the list of steps for your buying site, same list of steps for your selling site. Finally, your 14th task is to hit save here. You're all done. Once you're done on the GoDaddy side, you then want to proceed back to Investment Dominator. That's the second step. Okay, what does that look like? Under Customize. Once you're done on the GoDaddy side, you set all that up. You come back into your buying, website settings buying, and simply say change your domain. Here, all you want to do is type in your domain name. It already has www. You just type in sellyourlandfaster.com. And you click yes. You've pointed that via the WWC name record because you did that work on GoDaddy. You hit next. No changes here. Press confirm. And lately it's been taking a few moments to get back with us. What we're going to do at this point, after we confirm this, we're going to secure. And it looks like we've had so many questions here on this setup that we'll get a few of the questions answered from our last webinar. Okay, you click here. Now do not hit OK. You want to click here to secure your domain. So all I'm doing is left clicking to select that. And it's taking a little bit of time here. But it's going to come back and allow me to generate what we call as an SSL certificate. Okay, this is how you secure that domain that you purchased at GoDaddy. Okay. So an SSL certificate is a secure socket layer certificate. What that does is when people come to your site, it's going to put in this lock on your site. Okay, it won't let us generate that. So we'll pretend we generated it. It would normally come back and give you a message saying that your SSL site is secure. Huh, interesting. Okay. Once you come back to this page, it's very important for you to scroll to the bottom, hit update site. When you're securing that, if you don't have the SSL certificate, which we give you 2 free ones, by the way, we give you one for your buying site, one for your selling site. If you do not secure them, then instead of this lock being on your site, the words not secure will show up. So you don't want your customer seeing that. You want them to feel like their site is secure. So basically, when you go into your site, your buying site, and it displays, you see I have a lock on my site letting you know that my site is secure. So people feel comfortable entering their information. They feel comfortable to do so. That's what you want. So you basically want to do the same thing, for your buying site, same list of steps for your selling site, so that your selling site and buying site display. If you want to see this without showing the errors, I apologize for the errors today. I don't know. This is our demo account. Don't know exactly why that's happening. But as I forestated, you can come up under Help, Weekly Live Q&A Training Calls, select the 629, and here's your setup, your big three setup, okay? We're getting asked the question here, are there screenshots? There is a replay. There's a video over here to the right. Sandra? Good question. Video over here to the right that will take you step by step. You can stop the video at any point. If you go 23 minutes and 30 seconds into this video, I'll start discussing how you set up the domains. And I go through step by step with GoDaddy how you set up the domains and how you're able to set them up in Investment Dominator so that you will be ready for the 2-day workshop. Okay. All right. Good questions, people. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take a couple of questions we had. Mark was saying, kind of along with what we're talking about here, from 629, he said he's unsure about how to build a website with Investment Dominator. Okay, and that's a good concern, Mark. But the truth is, you do not have to build any sites. The sites are actually already built for you. Let me show you just what I was talking about. You have your websites here. You have a buying site and a selling site that's already built for you. As a matter of fact, let me make sure this is set up correctly. My selling site, and it even gives you what we call an opt-in page. That's already set to default. Okay. So my point is here, Mark, there's nothing for you to build. Your websites are already built for you. You have a buying site that is built for you. You can set up 2 different themes if you like. Some people don't like to see the folks showing all this money, so they want to come in and to the buying site, and they want to set up a different theme. So rather than using this theme where the lady's showing the money, they want to use the legacy theme. It still shows some money, but at least it's not showing folks flaunting the cash in front of you. So you can choose the legacy theme. If you have a CSS coder, which is someone that understands how to do websites, they can upload your own custom theme. But so you don't have to build the site. The site is already built for you, is my point. So once we update that, we come back here under websites and we select our buying site. Here's your what we call legacy theme. All right, so there's nothing for you to build there. And the same with your selling site. You have an opt-in page that comes up where people enter their first and last name. After they enter that information, say notify, then and only then will they be able to see your actual selling site, which has all of your deals on it. This is an example of your selling site. So these sites you do not have to build. They're already built for you. All you're doing is configuring your domains to these actual buying and selling site. And once you connect properly to your sites, they will display an Investment Dominator for you. Okay. Frank wants to know, who is Jack recommending? This is kind of in another vein so that we can he can format his list properly. We'll come back to any other questions on setup. We'll just want to make sure I get a couple of these questions in here from our last webinar. Who does Jack recommend for us to use to format county list before we upload them into the Investment Dominator. So for those of you that may be brand new, what Frank is talking about here is on your land deals, you have records that you import and they come in as prospect status. But before you can successfully import these records into Investment Dominator, so you have to come up here and you have to import them. You have to choose a file and you have to say upload list. They have to be put in this sample list format. So your data has to have these column headers that you see in one. Not all of these labels is necessary. Not all of these columns is necessary. You have 11 of all of these that you see here. There's 11 required fields. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Excuse me. So it's type, first name, last name, company. You don't even need that. You need address, city, state, zip, APN. So you need 11. There are 11 required fields. If you want to know what those required fields are, you hit help. Search our user guide, type in the words import. So what Frank is asking, we're going to go to how to import your list for land investing. Who does Jack recommend that will put your import data into the right format so that these 11 fields, type, first name, last name, that you see in color, company, these 11 fields will end up being imported into the Investment Dominator successfully. If you don't format your data coming in with these particular field names, Investment Dominator will not successfully import your data. So Frank is saying, well, who does Jack recommend that we use to put our data in this proper format so that I can come in here into my land deals, I can go into import, and I can successfully choose the file and upload the list. So you're going to get a list from Agent Pro 247, or you'll get a list from the county, and you need somebody to format this data. We recommend that you go out onto what we call Upwork, and you're going to post a project. So under help, search our user guide. I want to type in the words Upwork. Let's say Upwork sample data processing post for Upwork. You're going to come into Upwork, and if you go into the Upwork area, it will show you how to create a free account. You can create an account. You'll use this project title when you get to the particular section where it's going to say, okay, who are you looking for? Looking for an experienced data processor to filter and format data into a proper mailing list. If you're a part of the Facebook group for LPG, you can just ask them who a lot of folks recommend, and they will be happy to give you one of their Upwork people, and you'll come in and you can actually use this description, right, and post a job on Upwork, and you'll have plenty of folks that will respond to you and let you know, hey, I'll be able to do that work for you. And like I say, if you go into the Facebook group, they'll tell you specific people they've used and they have been successful at using. Okay, hopefully that answers your question there, Frank. Let's see. Okay. Laura's asking, are there other alternatives to Ring Central? Yes, there are. All right, if you don't want to use Ring Central, you can but yes, you can. You can set up a Google phone, and some folks are doing that. Under your customize here, let's see, under customize. Now I'm just going to give you the good and the bad. You can decide how you want to, deal with it. So instead of using Ring Central, which gives you one number, two extensions, you could set up a Google Voice number here or a cell phone. I would recommend, Google Voice. Then it'd be forwarded to your cell phone. Just keep in mind that you will be answering the calls that come in. For example, if you send out 300 or 500 neutral letters, they're all going to have this phone number on here. A lot of times people want to call you back, say, yeah, I'm interested in selling you my property. They want to do that before they go to work in the morning. We being on the, Pacific time or, in Arizona. So someone might call me before they go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning. That's 5 o'clock in the morning my time. That's the first drawback. I'm not going to get up and answer my neutral letter calls at 5 o'clock in the morning. So they're going to have to roll to voicemail. All right, that's perfectly fine. The other drawback, if you're going to answer this yourself, keep in mind that you will be the one talking to the seller first. I rather have Pat Live or somebody else talk to the seller and get that information and just put it in my system. Now, if you're the one talking to the seller and they tell you, for example, I only want market value for my property. I don't want anything less than market value. Now you're responsible for that information, and you already know you're not going to give them market value. So then you're going to be questioning, should you even put them out an offer? Because they've already told you in your ear on the phone, you being the owner of the company, I only want to accept market value, nothing less. So that kind of ties me into the fact that I may not even send them an offer because they already told me. And if I now send them an offer, I'm going to look like I'm insulting them, right? So that's just an example of why I would have Pat Live or somebody else. If Pat Live takes the call, I didn't talk to them. So Pat Live may put on on the record, okay, this person wants market value. Well, I didn't talk to them personally, so I'm still going to send them out an offer. And I can't tell you how many times folks have accepted offers after they've already said, I won't accept anything less than market value. But as the owner of my company, because I didn't talk to them, I could still send them an offer without feeling like I'm insulting them. All right, just my 2 cents. But yes, you can use a Google number here. You can use a Google number here for your offers that will go out in your offers. And so like when you call the customer back, you'll call them back through your Google number and they won't have your cell phone because you'll have these forwarded to some phone. Okay. Good questions. And I'm sorry, that's about all we're going to have time for today. Can you use Google Voice? Okay. Okay, people, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your getting on here. And like I say, I'll be on Thursday, 12 noon. We'll be answering any other questions that, going through our backlog, any other questions that you might have for 30 minutes, and then we'll be hopping off. Want to leave you with this thought for the day from Napoleon Hill. This is a Napoleon Hill quote. Most great people have attained their great success just one step beyond their greatest failure. Good quote. Most great people have attained their greatest success just one step beyond their greatest failure. And if I had time, I would give you an example of that that's happened in my own life when I was in this business. I was going to, I wasn't being successful in one county, and it was the very first time we had made no money, we had done no deals, and I was going to just scrap this whole county. And to date, from that one county, we've ended up getting our biggest deal to date. So I thought it was a failure, turned out to be one of our best. You all are very welcome. I want you to have a great evening, and I'll look forward to getting your questions answered again here on Thursday, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Take care, everybody. Have a good evening.